So the Vince McMahon documentary is getting ready to be released on Netflix next week. About 6 days from now, as I'm recording this, and today I'm recording this on the 19th. Um, Janelle Grant and her attorneys went out there, and once again, the sensationalism of this whole thing with this woman. Um, I'll say this: she wants to keep her name out there. She doesn't want anybody forgetting her, and her lawyer doesn't want people forgetting her either. Um, they did this big. Here we are, about a week away from this 6 hour documentary to be released, and this woman decides to hold a press conference. This woman's lawyers decide to hold a press conference saying, "No, Janelle Grant does not appear in the documentary." Um, but basically, we still have a case to go against McMahon and against McMahon, I should say. Sorry, my mouse is falling down the stairs. Um, but basically saying we hope that they mention this, because heaven forbid they don't mention this. Heaven forbid that this woman does not get some publicity out of this. And I'm not saying that she should, but she did have a case against McMahon. She did file a lawsuit against McMahon. And the federal government has basically told her, look, we need you to put what you're doing on pause because we want to get to him first. And so they do this big press conference. Here we are, conveniently a week away from this documentary being released. And according to Dave Meltzer, the documentary, for most of it actually, depicts Vince McMahon in a positive light. And for people who may be going, why would they do that? This documentary has been in the works at Netflix for, I want to say, at least 3 years, if not longer. The guy behind Tiger King and Bill Simmons are the ones putting this together. And they have been working on this for a very long time. And so Janelle Grant, um, or at least her lawyers, this woman still has not appeared publicly yet. And I got a feeling that if they filed this case in New York, then we're never going to see it because New York doesn't allow their trials to be filmed. We'll get pictures and maybe courtroom sketches, and that's about it. In my opinion, this should be held in the state of Connecticut. That's where WWE is based out of. That's where all the most of this egregiousness went down. And excuse me, I am very tired. That is where it should be held. It's Connecticut, in my opinion. But so this is coming from PW Insider. Janelle Grant's attorney, Ann Callis, and her PR rep, Kendra Barkoff Lammy, held a virtual. So Ann Cal. I don't know if this is. So this is Janelle Grant's PR rep. Why would you hire a PR rep? Why would you hire a PR rep? You know what PR is? Public relations. You know what PR is there for? To make you look good. To make it look like you got nothing to hide. To make it look like you're just sunshine and rainbows and lollipops and whatevers. So why would you need a PR rep, lady? You're the victim here. That should say it all, shouldn't it? No, you need a PR rep. Again, I will say this, and I've said this in several videos. This is no excuse for what McMahon did to her. But this woman's no saint either. The only reason why she's doing this is because the money stopped rolling in. Let's not forget that. Anyway, they held a virtual media call today to speak about Grant's lawsuit ahead of the release of the Netflix McMahon docuseries. The call ran for about 20 minutes. Here are some of the highlights. After reviewing the lawsuit, Callis spoke that she hoped the series would quote-unquote accurately show Grant's story, even though Grant was not involved in the film. Well, if you're not involved in the film, they're probably going to talk about you during the last for 5 minutes, and that's going to be it. If not, if they don't, if they even mention you by name at all, they might even show you as an epilogue title card, lady. Again, this woman's looking for her 15 minutes of fame out of all this too. She's looking for money. She's looking to put away a perverted man in Vince McMahon, and she's looking for her 15 minutes of fame about what could happen after this. Remember Jennifer Flowers with Bill Clinton? Same thing. When asked, Callis said that they have not been in contact with any quote-unquote current victims, noting that there was a quote-unquote non-public investigation ongoing into McMahon by the federal government. Grant nor her team has seen the Netflix series. Why would they? Yeah, here's a screener about your rapist. Come on. They hope the series does Grant's story justice and shines a light on the abhorrent actions of Vince McMahon. I'm going to tell you right now, it's a 6-part series, so the first 3 parts of it are probably going to be nothing but good things to say about McMahon. Nothing but good things to say about Vince McMahon. And then the back half of it is going to be all of McMahon's downfall. When asked if Grant had been asked to take part, Callis said Janel has the right to tell her story, but did not state whether or not she was or was not invited. She noted Grant has the right to share her story in her own time, which means she wants her own documentary. If she's going to tell her traumatic story, she wants to make sure that she's the focal point and that she's going to get all the money. That's what this tells me. Come on, people. Come on. This can't been too traumatic for her. She's seeing dollar signs right now. Every time she hears the word Vince McMahon, it's cha-ching, cha-ching. There was a brief outreach from someone in WWE after the lawsuit was filed. It was not stated who, but they have not heard from anyone there in some time, which makes sense given they are in active litigation. Yeah. Their lawsuit remains paused at the request of the federal government. They hope that the investigation will be expedited quickly so that they can move forward with civil proceedings. Again, it's a civil trial. I think the federal government's going to slap him with the criminal things. We'll get to this and that in a second. During the pause, they filed a bill of discovery against Dr. Carlin Coker and his practice, Peak Wellness Inc., in Connecticut. This is the medical professional McMahon allegedly had Grant see. Callis stated that Grant was given IV treatment and pills to take, but was not aware of what they were for. Wouldn't you ask? Wouldn't you ask? That's your fault. I'm sorry. Every time a doctor prescribes me a medication, I ask what it's for. When should I take it? How much should I take a day? Are there any side effects? Guys, we're way too trusting of doctors in this country. If a doctor, prescribes me something or is going to do something to me, I want to know why, what, when, how, where, how much, what could happen after. It's so stupid on this woman's part. They stated that Grant was coerced and human trafficked, and that WWE employees who were aware of her connection to McMahon treated her with hostility. They said a criminal indictment of McMahon is possible, and that they wanted the process to be correct, not rushed. Um, they reiterated Grant was a victim in this case, comparing her to the Sean Combs victims. There you go, right there. There you go. Um, in terms of new evidence or anything additional regarding the case, there was nothing revealed here. So you've had Sean Combs in the last 3 or 4 days getting arrested and indicted on several, human trafficking, drug charges, firearms charges, taking these people across state lines with the intention to have, to pimp them out, racketeering, you name it. And Sean Diddy Combs has been uh, accused and charged of it. And I said at the time on my Facebook page, I said, you watch it. This is just a taste of what is to come for McMahon. Now, do I think McMahon's going to be arrested with AR-15s that have the serial numbers filed down and drugs? And they've already raided McMahon's home, but do I think that we're going to learn that they found 86 toys and thousands of bottles of baby oil? No. But they are going to run him up on the same charges as far as prostitution, crossing in state lines with the purpose of prostitution, all the stuff, all the seedy stuff. So I'm telling you right now, after the polish and stage fame of the Sean Combs case wears off, they're coming for McMahon next. It's probably going to be the same district in New York that is going to try this. Although, again, I hope it's not New York, because I would love to be a fly on the wall in that courtroom. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is McMahon going to be the next one hauled into jail that we see on the news? Let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you down the road.